It's chilly out here in this camper in the woods in southwest Ohio. I hope you're keeping warm. Actually, the camper is pretty warm, but it's cold outside. It's January 24th, 2021. And man, had a good week on the mushroom farm. Got all the mushrooms picked, in case you didn't know it. I run a farm. I'm a farmer. I do this podcast and show on the side for fun. Pretty much since COVID started, I've been trapped in a camper in the woods down by the river. And what do y'all think about? I'll tell you what I was thinking about. There's been a lot of talk ever since 4 years ago happened. A lot of talk about the state of rural America. And you know, rural America is not a monolith. I've grown up in rural America. I grew up in urban America, suburban America, and lived in urban America, the whole gamut. And one thing that I found out from my experience is that the farther away people are from each other, the less they know about each other. And people in rural America, some people, got this whole thing where they wear their ruralness all on their sleeves. I'm a country boy. I like to fish and hunt, and I like country music, and I like drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon and Budweiser. And that's all good and fine, but you know what? People in the city ain't that much different than you, man. And they sure as heck, there's a city people, rural people. Neither one of them are better than each other. Neither one of them work harder than each other. I know people live in the city that work their daggone butts off all day long. And I know people out in the rural areas do the same thing. I work on a farm. When you work on a farm, you're pretty much married to it because you got to keep your eye on the business all the time. But there is one thing I know to be true after having lived on both sides of the urban and rural divide. Conservative culture kills rural America. You heard it. We know what we just all went through. And I ain't got no problem with anyone who wants to live any way they want to. As long as they don't want to stop me from living the way I want to, that's all good. But we all know, if we're honest with ourselves, that there's a lot of social pressure to conform in rural America to kind of like the least common denominator of, creativity or controversy or whatever. God, country, flag, Bible. Ain't never going to be any different. And if you don't think that all those things are the same priority as me, well, God dang it, you need to get out of here, buddy. Well, what's been happening to rural America is a lot of your kids hear that kind of attitude, see that kind of attitude enacted in action, and they're like, how can I get out of here as fast as possible? Because nobody wants to live in an intolerant culture. Nobody does. And if there's one thing we can learn from this whole episode is that when it comes to rural America at least, and I'm sure I got stories upon stories, and I'm sure you guys got them, send them to the page here, post them down below. I have so many stories of conservative culture being used as a standard to ostracize people who have not hurt a damn person and who aren't going to hurt anybody and who are just doing their own thing. We can go all the way back to the long hairs of the 60s who got all kinds of hell for their long hair, punk rockers and metal kids and hip-hop back in the 80s. It was going to destroy everything. It was going to sink the foundation of the family. None of that really turned out to be true. It's just culture, and we should be tolerant of everyone's culture as long as that culture is tolerant of your culture. It's pretty simple. It's so easy, man. Make all these things so complex when it's really not. This is Dave Sparks, and this is the David Sparks for Senate show. I am out of here. I love all of you.